Hello everybody. This is the last short video for Project 2025 and it's going to cover the workforce. Everything will have a deeper dive in a longer video. Project 2025's authors believe that there has been a DEI revolution at the Department of Labor and want to reverse it, writing, "Under this managerialistic left-wing race and gender ideology, every aspect of labor policy became a vehicle with which to advance race, sex, and other classifications and discriminate against conservative and religious viewpoints on these subjects and others, including pro-life views." They urge the next president to issue executive orders prohibiting the federal government from paying for any crucial race theory training and prohibiting racial classification and quotas. They want the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission to stop collecting employment data based on race and ethnicity, which they say can be used to support a charge of discrimination under a disparate impact theory, which in turn may lead to racial quotas. They want to prohibit the collection of this data from both private and public employees. Project 2025 calls on Congress to pass a law that requires employers who provide benefits for abortion services to provide equal or greater benefits to support pregnancy, childbirth, parenthood, and adoption. They want the law to clarify that no employer is required to provide any accommodations or benefits for abortions. They also call for increased accommodations for working mothers. They want Congress to incentivize on-site child care and amend the Fair Labor Standards Act to clarify that if an employer provides on-site child care as a benefit, it is not subtracted from an employee's hourly pay or salary. They also want protections for lactating parents. That's actually good. Project 2025 also believes the Labor Department should relax restrictions on child labor and amend its hazard order regulations to permit teenage workers access to work in regulated jobs with proper training and parental consent. The economic support programs. One of the most alarming aspects of Project 2025 is its potential to drastically undermine economic support programs that families depend on. The child tax credit, which has been crucial in reducing child poverty, faces severe cuts or elimination under the reallocation of resources. Without the support of the child tax credit, millions of families could plunge deeper into financial insecurity, struggling to afford basic necessities such as food, clothing, and shelter. Higher taxes for middle-class families. Project 2025's playbook also includes plans to increase taxes for middle-class families and allow employers to stop paying overtime. Chapter 25 of the Project 2025 policy playbook says the Treasury should work with Congress to simplify the tax code by enacting a simple two-rate individual tax system of 15% and 30% that eliminates most deductions, credits, and exclusions. The 30% tax rate would start at or near the Social Security wage base, which is currently $168,000. Currently, there are 7 different income tax rates, which are tied to inflation-adjusted federal income tax brackets. The two-rate tax system, along with the elimination of deductions and credits, Project 2025 plans to implement wouldn't take into account an individual's family financial situation and would increase the tax burden on middle-class families. 91% of people disagree with this proposed tax policy. Threats to religious freedom. Faith is at the center of life for millions of Americans, binding together families and communities and shaping the values we live by. One of the greatest strengths of America's democracy is its protection of what is viewed as God-given rights to religious liberty and freedom of conscience. No one, not even the government, can dictate how a God is worshipped or what, if anything, we must believe in. Project 2025 threatens to undermine this fundamental freedom by having the government define religious values for the purpose of shaping policies around things like Sabbath observance, public education, child welfare, and marriage. When the government gets into the practice of selecting winners and losers between people's religious beliefs, it is the faithful Americans who lose. Prescription drug prices. The Inflation Reduction Act, signed into law by President Biden in 2022, capped the cost of insulin at $35 a month for seniors on Medicare. 8.4 million Americans with diabetes need insulin to survive. Project 2025 would stop efforts to lower prescription drugs by favoring big corporations and the wealthy at the expense of ordinary people and families. The plan proposes to cut corporate taxes by an additional $500 billion and safeguards large corporations that engage in price gouging on essentials like groceries, gas, and prescription drugs, and grants them greater control to create their own regulations. This is likely to place the high insulin price burden back on people with diabetes and their families. Increased housing insecurity. Housing assistance programs, including Section 8 vouchers and public housing support, provide a safety net for families struggling to secure stable housing. Project 2025 threatens to dismantle this safety, not by redirecting funds safety net by redirecting funds away from this critical programs. The inevitable result would be increased housing insecurity and homelessness, pushing vulnerable families into dire living conditions and creating a ripple effect that impacts communities nationwide. We're talking an everybody situation for this. And worsening food insecurity. Programs designed to combat food insecurity, such as SNAP and WIC, are essential for ensuring families have access to nutritious food. Project 2025's potential budget cuts would exacerbate food insecurity, leaving families without adequate food and leaving many with severe health consequences, especially for children whose development relies on proper nutrition. So there you go. A little bit about different sections of Project 2025 and how it affects everybody. And as I had said in the other video, many places are already putting Bibles into schools. And Oklahoma is one of those. They're not wanting to put the Quran. They're not wanting to put the Satanic Bible. They're not wanting to put pagan books in there. They're not wanting to put, the different styles of the Christian Bibles. They're choosing one Bible that they want to use and make everybody go to. This is part of the religious freedoms that we have. I am all for everybody having the right to whatever religion they want, or the right to not have a religion or any beliefs at all. Like, if you want to be a Scientologist, go for it. An atheist, more power to you. A Satanist, hell thyself. You want to be a Christian, God bless you. You want to be a pagan, blessed be. I don't have a problem with any religion at all, whatsoever. But I also do not want religion forced upon me. And I feel like many feel the same way. Everybody has their own bugs on this, but if you're a Christian, you would not want me putting my satanic views onto you. You would not want me to put my pagan ancestor worship onto you if you are an atheist. It goes both ways. And with Project 2025, it's affecting everybody. All of our rights, in one way or another, are being taken away from us. We cannot just sit back and let this happen. There will be a longer video that goes more in depth coming up in a little while. And then I will dive deeper, even deeper than I've already went, into this to see more information about the authors, where they come from, what they've done in the past. It's going to take me a while because I've still got school and everything else to do. But I want to get to the bottom of this. And I want people to understand exactly what is happening. Because what that side is telling us, it's all gold and glory. But what we live is a complete other side of it. Stay safe, everybody.